Hi, everyone. This is Ari Bluestein, the CEO and executive producer of the Sports Fan Base Network, and welcome to another edition of SFBN Classics. And last week, we gave you a couple of classic basketball games, a public league championship and a city championship from 2013. We're going to fast forward a little bit to the fall of 2013 when SFBN really dove deep into our football coverage, and we started with a lot of great games in the Catholic League. October 2013, we had the pleasure of broadcasting a game between Archbishop Wood, a state champion at the 3A level at the time, and St. Joseph's Prep, who is now, of course, a powerhouse nationally. Archbishop Wood had a lot of really good players. Jarrett McClinton, who went on to play at Villanova. Josh Messina, a very good running back as well, but they didn't have much of a passing game, but they were able to keep it close with the St. Joseph's Prep Hawks, and they were a team stacked with talent. Olamide Zacchaeus was on the team, who is now a wide receiver with the Atlanta Falcons. He had a 93-yard touchdown earlier this past football season, which got a lot of people's attention, so maybe he will have some staying power in the NFL. Then you have three guys who are getting set to be drafted coming up later this month. DeAndre Swift, who as a freshman at the time, didn't have a huge game in this game, but of course he was one of the best players in the entire area, went on to play at Georgia, and now is projected as the top running back off the board in the NFL. Then you have lineman John Runyon Jr., who is also potentially projected to go day 3 of the NFL draft, and John Reed, who played on both sides of the ball, but now is he was a defensive back at Penn State and now projected to be a defensive back at the next level. And he could be drafted as well. So you could potentially have 4 NFL players on the St. Joseph's Prep team that you're about to watch. And Archbishop Wood was home. They kept it close, and it was a good Catholic League battle. So I hope you enjoy this game. I had the call with Jeremy Treatment. Enjoy the game.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Claude Lodge Field here at William Tennant High School for perhaps the biggest high school football game of the year. Jeremy Treatment and Ari Bluestein. It's St. Joseph's Prep against the home team, Archbishop Wood. Ari, should be a great matchup. Archbishop Wood is coming in at 5-0. They're 2-1 against St. Joe Prep in this series, which has gone now for 4 years. What do you think is the big thing for Archbishop Wood to win number 3 against the Prep?
Well, everybody knows they have a very young quarterback by the name of Tom Garlick, only a sophomore, but he did start most of the year last year as a freshman. So the St. Joe's Prep defense, they're going to throw a lot at Garlick, and obviously Archbishop Wood has a good run game with Jared McClinton and Josh Messina, but we'll see how Garlick handles that pressure of the front line of St. Joe's Prep.
Now let's talk about the St. Joe Prep running attack, because they got DeAndre Swift. They also have John Reed. They've got young players and older players who've really combined, and they've been a force averaging over 230 yards rushing a game so far this year.
Well, you, of course, have quarterback Chris Martin, who has started since his sophomore year, now a senior. Yep. But the guy to keep your eye on is the freshman, DeAndre Swift, catching the eyes of the entire Delaware Valley. He's just a phenomenal player, and it's very rare you see a freshman running back have the type of impact that he has on a big-time Catholic League program.
Now, ironically, even though both of these schools are part of the Catholic League, this is not technically a Catholic League game. Archbishop Wood, they're in different divisions. Archbishop Wood's in the 3A. They're a state championship contender. They went to the championship game last year. St. Joe Prep got beaten by LaSalle at the last second and missed extra point. And last year, they were on their way to possibly state championship. Both these teams could win it, respectively, in the 3A and 4A division. So this is a classic matchup.
Yeah, it is a big-time matchup, and I think a lot of people watching tonight are going to be treated to some great high school football. In terms of the prediction for tonight, JT, I like Archbishop Wood. I mean, they're home. They're going to have the crowd behind them, although the Prep, I'm sure they'll be out here on the other side of the field in full. I'm going to give Wood a slight edge. I like their run game, and I like their experience. How about you, JT?
I'm going to go with St. Joe Prep by a field goal right here. I just think Gabe Infante's got this team going on all cylinders right now. It's been a process for him. He came in here, actually had a losing record his first year, replacing a legendary coach in Coach Brooks, Gil Brooks, and he's got it rolling right now, and I think they've got the right mix of offensive and defensive players, youth and experienced players. Not that Archbishop Wood doesn't. Right. I mean, we're talking about a 21-17 game here, 20-17. If there's a better high school football game on the schedule this year, I don't know what it is.
I would agree. And also, Wood's head coach, Steve Devlin, he's been here for 7 years now. Obviously, he's won some state titles. He's just a very good coach as well.
2009. I mean, what can you say? They're both outstanding.
Exactly. It should be a lot of fun. JT, myself, Ari Bluestein, will have all the play-by-play for you coming up here on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Payroll Service Solutions.
And welcome back to William Tennant High School. Jeremy Treven and Ari Bluestein here for this big, huge contest tonight between St. Joseph's Prep and Archbishop Wood. St. Joe's Prep wearing the white and red. They're about to kick it off. Number 14, Pat Walsh, a 6', 175-pound senior, will have the honors. Wood from the start will have two guys back. We'll see who will receive this first one. Looks like McDonald's going to take it around the 15, across the 20, the 22, 23, 24-yard line. Actually about the 26, where Archbishop Wood will start first down and 10. Pat McCann actually taking the ball. And let's see what young Tom Garlick can do for Archbishop Wood. The Vikings coming in at undefeated, 5-0. Prep won this game last year. However, Wood won the first two, and Wood overall is up 2-1 in this series.
Well, we talked in the pregame about how Tom Garlick will handle this Prep defense. We'll see what the sophomore can do.
Huge offensive line for Archbishop Wood, averaging about 260 up front. They go pitch left. The first carrier goes to McClinton. He gets to the outside, big yardage. Looks like he's got a first down. Crossing the 35 to about the 38, gets into the St. Joe Prep secondary. So far this year, McClinton, along with Josh Messina, split in from the team. They've combined for 16 touchdowns. So those two guys are the playmakers. Garlick there, he's the facilitator. He's the Alex Smith, so to speak, of this team. Doesn't make many mistakes. In fact, he does not have an interception or fumble all year.
Well, you can see the speed of McClinton on that last play, And Josh Messina is the other runner. He's kind of like the change of speed where he's the runner up the gut. But McClinton with some nice speed to the outside right there to start it off for the Vikings.
441 yards coming into the contest. 9 touchdowns for him, 7 for Messina coming into the contest. Looks like they go right back to number 1, McClinton. Takes about 3 players from Prep to bring him down. Not going to get any yardage there. Nice defensive effort there by St. Joe Prep. Up front, one of the guys is Jake Strain, a 6'3", 235-pounder.
Yeah, it was a great job by the front line of the Prep, and that's, again, something we talked about in pregame about one of the strengths of this Prep team was that front 7. And they just have a great defense, and you can see the Wood huddle right there. Tom Garlick, number 16, your sophomore quarterback, getting ready to call this play 2nd and 10 here for the Vikings.
It'll be interesting contrast as Archbishop Wood uses huddles, use pro set formations, multiple offenses, while St. Joe Prep goes with that no-huddle spread offense a la Chip Kelly. They try to go up the gut here, get a couple. Pretty good defense again by St. Joe Prep. Good defensive pursuit up front. One of the guys in on the tackle that time was Eamon Ware, number 34, a 6'1", 200-pounder. Also in on the play was Ryan McNulty, 6'2", 195-pounder.
Well, that was an inside handoff to the up back, Josh Messina, and that's what we talked about this 1-2 combination of Wood. McClinton has the speed. Messina busted up the gut, but that time only allowing a 3-yard gain, and that sets up approximately a 3rd and 8 coming up here for the Vikings of Archbishop Wood.
And even though Garlick was a rare freshman who started in a big-time situation last year, taking his team to the state championship game, he can throw the football. He's throwing 27 for 39, 69% clip. He's throwing for the first time tonight, rolling out right, and it's going to go out of bounds, incomplete. Nice defense for St. Joe's Prep, and they're going to get the ball back as Archbishop Wood's going to have to punt right here, Ari.
Well, we saw Garlick on his first throw. I thought it was a good play, but the receiver just could not get to the outside. Great defense by the St. Joe Prep secondary, and now that forces a punting situation for Archbishop Wood. So McClinton with a good first run, but after that, the Hawks really stood their ground and forced a punt here.
And there you see the young composure for young Tom Garlick. He didn't really have anything, threw the ball out of bounds. He's not going to throw the ball into the hands of a St. Joe Prep player in that situation.
Gotta love that Alex Smith effect.
Looks like Almeida is back there for the Prep.
Oh, shit.
Looks like it was not a good punt. Gobbles it, though. He touched it, and he picks it up around the 13, 15-yard line. He's still on his feet, and he's going to be brought down by Archbishop Woods, number 17, Max Schwartz. First down and 10 there for St. Joe's Prep.
Olamide Zacchaeus is number 1 on St. Joe Prep, and right there he basically was looking upfield before he got going there, JT, and now he fumbled it, and now St. Joe Prep way back in their own territory at their own 15.
Almeida there got lucky. Looked like he did bobble it, actually, but they were able to recover it. I'm not sure what the delay is here for Gabe Infante's squad coming onto the field.
Yeah, St. Joe Prep. I'm sorry, go ahead, JT.
I was just going to say Zacchaeus has to be careful. Again, it's one of those times where you're trying to pick up the bobbling football before you have it. The most important thing is not to muff it and turn the ball over.
Yeah, and Zacchaeus, you're going to see him a lot. I talked to Coach Infante before the game. They have that three-headed running back monster along with DeAndre Swift. We talked about him. And Vince Moffitt, also a very important running back for the St. Joe Prep Hawks. And right now you get a look at their huddle, talking about it, getting ready to go. And Chris Martin, their quarterback, he throws the ball a little bit more than Garlic does, but you're going to see a mixing up between the run and the pass here for the Hawks.
Well, he was in Garlic's situation. Actually, he wasn't, because Garlic played as a freshman last year,
right.
Came in game 3 last year for Wood, and then he had the starting job the rest of the way. Chris Martin has started every game since his sophomore year. He's now the experienced vet. He's taken the team pretty deep. Last year they had their first really good season under Gabe Infante. They lost a tough one to LaSalle. They had beaten them in the regular season,
right.
Lost, I believe it was 28-27, and missed extra point in the playoffs, and that cost them their chance to go to the States. LaSalle ended up losing to Coatesville in the Final Four. Now, interestingly, you just saw a big huddle. That may be the last huddle we see for St. Joe Prep all night.
Were they getting
this
the
is a
plays
no
for the
huddle
whole game right there?
Yeah, they just got the next 57 plays told to them.
Sweet, I like it. All right, here we go.
There's that spread offense. The first time looking at it, four players, 3 wide right. Fake handoff here, and Martin with the football. He's going to cross the 15. He's going to get a couple. What they try to do is spread that field as Jake Cooper, one of the really good players for Archbishop Wood, makes the tackle. A good two-way player, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Chris Martin right there. It looked like he wanted to throw at first, but instead saw the rush and the pocket collapse, and he took it himself.
Well, he's thrown 44 for 67 this year, 564 yards, 5 touchdowns, but he's definitely a running threat, as you mentioned. This time they go to the running back. I believe it's Vince Moffitt getting it to about the 20, setting down about a 3rd down and 5. I think at the outset I said somewhere in the 20-17, 21-17 range. I think that's about right, and you can see here the defenses are doing a good job here on the first drives, but again, it's very, very early.
All right, so here's a big 3rd down conversion here early on. You see trips to the far side, JT.
3rd and 5, let's see what happens. Blocking back stays in, looking over his shoulders. Martin, now he looks over the middle, and a very nice play, deflected, incomplete pass for Archbishop Wood. Jared McClendon, a two-way player, doing it all right there. The pass was intended for the Preps. Number 25, John Reed, the junior running back, who's also having a very good start to the season.
Well, when you look at common opponents, that's something I like to look at. North Penn is a team that all 3 power Catholic League teams played: LaSalle, St. Joe Prep, and Archbishop Wood.
And they all beat them.
All beat them and handily. But you could tell what I was going to say. My point was about how the defenses are and how great they are against good offensive teams.
McClinton is back. He does everything: special teams, defense, offense. Getting the kickoff, that's Walsh for the Prep. It's a high one. It's not especially long. It's going to bounce around the 50. Let's see where it goes out of bounds. 49-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Archbishop Wood. They're going to have great field position right here.
Well, I'll tell you what, Archbishop Wood's in a great position here early on in the first quarter. They've got a shot to get down the field and strike first, and they have great field position as a result of really what was that muffed punt by Zacchaeus by St. Joe Prep that put the Hawks so deep in their own territory. So now let's see what Archbishop Wood can do. Take a look at the Prep defense right now, and they're a pretty solid group.
They really are, and they have a nice secondary, too. One of the guys I like back there is Rob DeSanto, a 5'8", 165-pounder. One of the corners is Vince Moffitt, who's playing both ways tonight. 41, Dylan Dialis, who's had a very good season, has an interception already this year. McClinton's going to run to the outside. Boy, is he quick. I believe he's got close to another 1st down for him. Jared McClinton, a 5'8", 160-pound junior. Good thing for Wood is he's coming back. Cooper's coming back. Of course, the quarterback Garlick's coming back. Messina's a senior. They've got an experienced team this year, but they also have a lot of firepower for years to come, and that's what the great programs seem to do every year.
And you got to credit the Archbishop Wood offensive line on that play. They sealed the edge and allowed that running lane to the outside for Jarrett McClinton, and he ends up gaining about 9 yards on the play. So it'll come up 2nd and 1.
You're right. That offensive line's very good. Ryan Naher, tackle Ryan Bates, guard is Dion Oliver, tight end Christian Lohan in the game as well for Wood. Everyone up, but Prep's up in the box as well. And McClinton's going to be brought back. He got enough for the first, but St. Joe Prep had pretty good pursuit that time. You said everybody up. There was only one wide receiver out there. That was mano and mano, and that time Wood got enough to get the first down and keep the chains moving.
Oh, it was a good defense right there. Good defensive play, but obviously, like you said, just enough to get the chains moving. And now Wood is in the Preps territory, and we'll see what they can do here as they are at the Hawks' 42-yard line, and we're approaching the 8.5-minute mark here in quarter number one.
left end that time. David Delaporta actually brought back the carrier McClinton after the 1-yard gain, but was not able to prevent him from getting the first down.
A lot of movement, JT, on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, a lot of chess matches going on between the coaching staffs here. They're going to go in a reverse right here for Wood. Could be some good yardage, good blocking up there. Looks like enough for the first down and much more for Archbishop Wood's John Messina. Change of pace run that time. He came from right, took the reverse on the left. Everybody was stacked on the right side. They had the 2 tight end system over there, fooled the prep, and they got the first down.
Now make it a 19-yard run for Messina. And again, that's what we talked about this two-headed monster of Josh Messina and Jarrett McClinton. And that time, the entire Hawk defense was looking for the inside handoff to McClinton, left Messina going around on the edge for the reverse, and it results in a really big play for the Wood Vikings.
Good battle of the trenches going on right now between the offensive line and defensive lines of Wood and Prep, respectively. Vikings on the move right here, ball at the 23-yard line. Pitch left to McClinton again. They keep going to him. He's got good yardage on the left side. You could get 4 yards or more against Prep on first down running the football. I think Wood has to be happy with that. Steve Devlin, offensive scheme, doing a nice job here in the early going.
Well, I think, keep going to the well if you're getting water from it, JT. I mean, they're doing a really nice job of going to the run. They're mixing it up, going inside, outside, and they're doing a good job of sealing that outside edge and allowing their runners to get some yardage. And if you don't have to force Garlick to throw, if you're Archbishop Wood, why not? Just keep it on the ground. It seems to be working.
Well, they're going to mix it up. You're not going to win one way or another. Passing 90% of the time or running 90% of the time. Either one of these teams going to have balance tonight. But the run setting up the pass nicely so far. This is the best field position anybody's been in. 2nd down and 6 from the 21. They go on the inside counter. It's Messina first down again, I believe, inside the 15-yard line. Boy, he is quick, Messina. And it's a really well-executed play. And one of the guys spearheading that up front, that looked like Oliver, really had a really nice block. He's 6'6", 288 pounds. He's one of the good ones. There's a lot of Division I prospects on Wood. Steve Devlin told me it's a little too soon for some of the offers, and it's a little too soon for the commitments for many. Same on the Prep side.
Yeah, Deion Oliver, 6'6", 288 pounds. And really, you see that on both sides. Great size up front. But that time, that was a nice little misdirection play that, again, allowed Messina to get some space and move forward for the first down. And Archbishop Wood, they're knocking on the doorstep here, JT.
Well, you get into that linebacker zone. Once you pass that line of scrimmage, that's what they've done their last 3 carries. Moving the pile again here. Let's see who got that carry.
That was Messina, yes.
Messina. So he's inside the 10, or about the 10. And it's going to be 2nd down. They don't need a touchdown here to get the first down. The first down will come around the 3-yard line, somewhere between the 2 and the 3-yard line. Prep back on their heels right now here on this drive.
Now, do you expect to see maybe a wide receiver fade or a pass here? What do you think?
Could be a waggle, but I think they're going to run one more time. And then I think with the Woods cooking game, they'll be happy to take the 3 points against Prep. So I think they're going to run. And it's a quarterback keeper. This is Garlick, 5-3-2. He's down around the 1. Oh, he's in. He's in for the touchdown. So we were both wrong. The quarterback kept it. Well, technically I'm right. It was a run. But I was expecting the running back to get it. And Garlick goes in from the left side. And boy, from our angle, it looked like he was tackled at the 1-yard line. But the umpire down there gave it to him. Backside official gave it to him, and Garlick does a nice job getting in the touchdown.
It looked like
480-pound sophomore puts it in.
Yeah, it looked like on that second effort he dove across the goal line. He definitely had the first down, but that time was a really nice job by Garlick as there's the extra point, and it's up, and it is good by Archbishop Wood. Dan McDonald, yes.
And he's a good kicker, and Archbishop Wood sent a lot of kickers over the last 10 years to the Division I ranks, as has St. Joe Prep for that matter.
Nick Visco, correct, was the last year. I just saw him today at Temple.
Yep.
Getting crushed by Louisville, but still, Nick Visco, D1 kicker.
You know what? Compared to the way they played against Idaho and Fordham, I think Temple played better today. But it's really hard to believe they're 0-5. In any event, it's
I don't think it's that hard to believe, JT. Come on now.
They lost to Idaho and Fordham. I mean, they've been to 2 bowl games now the last 5 years.
Well, you can see the Archbishop Wood.
For the first time in the last 5 or 6 years,
right.
Temple football is getting top players from the Philadelphia area. It is all turned around. It's all set up for them to succeed, and they've got all the facilities now. They got the money. They got a coaching staff, and we'll hopefully they'll be able to keep getting good players from the Philadelphia Catholic League and the public league and the suburbs, and they can get it turned around.
take a look now at the Archbishop Wood cheerleaders. They have to be happy, and you got to love the pink pom-poms. And we'll talk about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. There are some cowbells being sold here today, and it's a really, really nice gesture to raise money for the American Cancer Society. So we'll talk about that a little bit later, and we'll show you the cowbells we're talking about.
That's awesome. So Wood to kick off the Prep. Prep finds themselves down 7-0. Their only blemish on the record this year was against nationally ranked Don Bosco Prep. They won a couple other national games. Downing the ball was number 45, Joe Jumon, who's playing it safe. Pretty good idea by Wood not to kick the ball deep. The dangerous DeAndre Swift kicking away from a freshman. That says a lot, huh?
Well, like I said in the pregame, this guy is getting the attention of the entire Delaware Valley. He's a very phenomenal player. And like we said, it's very rare to see a freshman skill player like that play a significant role on a program like St. Joe Prep.
Well, I talked to Coach Infante about it. They're very high, and I'm very excited to have them in the program. But they don't put all the expectations on a freshman. Although he's getting it right here, and he's got good yardage. Excuse me, that's Zacchaeus, and he's got looks like close to another first down.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains.
Yep.
11-yard gain officially for Olamide Zacchaeus. And I had to talk to Coach Infante and a couple of other members of the coaching staff just to verify that pronunciation, making sure we got that right here on SFBN.
Yeah, I'd rather just call him Coach Z. I think he's another Krzyzewski type. Trips right, actually 4 out there.
4 to the right.
And they have it all set up for a screenplay out there, but not getting much. Number 26, Vince Moffitt, as sniffing it out was Archbishop Wood. I mean, everybody was on that side, so of course all the defense was on that side as well, as one of the linebackers was in on the tackle. Looked like 24, Tyrone Dean in on the tackle the first. 2nd down and 8 for the Prep. Martin out of shotgun this time. Again, no huddle. They are quick with this offense. He's going to keep it himself, trying to run up the middle, and boy, real nice job by Archbishop Wood's defense right in the center of the defense right there. And coming up also from a secondary position to make a tackle was 18, Mark Webb. 3rd down and 5, and I don't believe this is 4-down territory, not against a great team like Wood. So I think they're going to be passing the football right here.
I would agree with you. I mean, they've got 4 wide receivers, 2 split out to each side.
Different formation this time, 2 right, 2 left. We have not seen this one. Martin's got plenty of time. Line doing a nice job. Somebody get open. Oh, nice play, nice catch. Is he inbounds? He is.
Stays in.
That's Swift, the freshman, and he's across the 40 into Archbishop Wood territory. And McClinton in on the tackle and got beat on the play. Tell you what, that was a very high-level throw that Chris Martin just threw. That is a tough pass. That is all touch.
But you're going across your body to the other side of the field, and credit the freshman Swift for hanging on to that.
He made a nice catch, and then he was able to stay in bounds, which is probably even more remarkable. Here's a running back coming through on the left side, 26, Vince Moffitt. He's a guy who's had some big games here for the Prep over the last couple of years. Along with Reed and Swift, they got a 3-headed monster at running back. Martin's a threat to run, and they can also pass the football as well. One of the receivers, they line up McAllister as a receiver a lot, or he's lined up out there right now. Again, 5 receivers out. Quick out here on the right side. It's complete. And that is John Reed, the junior scat back. And he's going to pick up 5 or 6. Wood had them stuck on 3rd down. They were able to get the big 3rd down conversion, and now they are moving those chains, Ari.
Yeah, now inside the 30 at the 29, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Oh, you're going to have some movement there, JT.
Yep, movement. Looks like that was against Prep. Got a little anxious right there. False start going up against St. Joe's Prep, and that really hurts because they had great position. They're still in 4-down territory, in my opinion, now. The ball's at the 33-yard line. Now, Chip Kelly was in the same situation the second quarter against Denver, and he punted the football on 4th and 6, so if they don't get it here. But I have a feeling St. Joe Prep will go for it, regardless of what happens.
I'll see what they do here on 3rd.
Chris Martin sends trips left, checking into the game. Justin Montague, and they go to Montague, or is that McAllister? McAllister's got the catch on the slant, and he's close to 1st down, and I believe the Prep sideline jumping up for joy. They think he's got it.
Yep, they're moving the chains, JT. Jawan McAllister, he has some speed. He leads off and plays center field for the baseball team, so you know this kid's an athlete.
And Coach Infante, he raves about him. 1st down and 10, ball to 26. There's 2:35 to go here in quarter number 1. It's 7-0 Archbishop Wood on the inside counter, a couple yards here.
That was Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus again on the run here for Prep. Prep trying to keep Archbishop Wood flat-footed, off balance, mixing up their plays, throwing to the left, throwing to the right, throwing over the middle, running right, quarterback keepers. Martin's got it. Another quick step. Oh, that ball's deflected. That was danger. In and out of the hands of St. Joe Prep's tight end, number 85. Is that Zach Goss? I think it was.
Yes, that is correct. Zachary Goss.
So that's going to be an incomplete pass. Stops the clock at 2:12 to go here in quarter number 1. We are at 3rd down and 8. And the ball is at the 28-yard line of Archbishop Wood. Beautiful night here. Still a little humid. Can't believe we had weather in the 80s here in October. Martin has a man, and I believe he caught it, and I believe that's a touchdown for Moffitt. No, John Reed. John Reed. Wow, and he threw a knuckleball at him, and he still was able to catch the football. Great play for St. Joe Prep.
Wow, that was a great play.
Straight down on down and out on the right side there.
And John Reed did a great job of getting past his defender.
It was not even a double move. I'm not so sure how he got by his defender so easily on that, but it is a touchdown, and it's now 7-6. John Reed with a big catch. Walsh with the extra point. It's good. Wood and St. Joe Prep, you don't see that many missed extra points in these types of teams. But our score now is 7-7 as John Reed was able to catch that touchdown. It wasn't Martin's most perfectly thrown football, but he put it exactly where he needed to, and Reed was able to catch it, run under it, and catch the football.
Well, I'll tell you what, JT, we got ourselves a football game here. Wood comes down. They take advantage of good field position. They score a touchdown themselves on the keeper by Garlick, and then Martin gets it to Reed for the touchdown to answer, and you get a good shot right there of John Reed, number 25, on your screen. And this is a lot of fun, JT. I'm actually trying to keep the stats up. My hand's going to fall off if they keep running this this hurry-up offense.
Well, the hurry-up offense is tough to stop, and Coach Afonte actually told me that he had a chance to meet Chip Kelly this summer. One of Chip's former coaches actually coached Gabe Infante, where he played, I believe it was Holy Cross. So he played college football in Massachusetts, and his old coach is now working on the Eagle staff. So he got a chance to meet him. He said, "You know, Coach, I came up with the spread offense and no huddle first." If the Eagles don't beat the Giants tomorrow, I think Chip Kelly would be fine with that.
Oh, jeez.
No, but I'm a big Chip Kelly fan, actually. I think the Eagles are going to be fine.
I think they will. Maybe not this year, but next year.
Kickoff goes to Archbishop Wood, and pretty good run back here to about the 27-yard line.
That was Pat McCann right there, JT.
McCann's been their main guy returning the kicks. That's the second return kick. 1st down and 10 coming up for the Vikings. Boy, every time they come out there, you just look at Oliver, 6'6", 288. He is big and imposing in the middle of that offensive line. One of the other good ones up there is Ryan Bates, who we've already mentioned, 6'5", 285. They got a lot of beef up there.
And don't forget about Ryan Nair, the center and one of the captains on this Archbishop Wood squad, 6'3", 250.
Yeah, he was only 250. Other guys are 288, 290.
Well, your center can't be that big.
I'm just messing. No problem. He comes with high praise from Coach Devlin, there's no doubt. Pretty good push up front, again by that offensive line. Helping the running back, is that Messina?
That was Josh Messina.
And he gets another 4 or 5 yard gain on 1st down.
And you can see how they split time so far unofficially. 5 carries, 30 yards for McClinton, and 5 carries, 36 yards for Josh Messina.
Armin Ware in on the tackle, 6'1", 200-pounder for St. Joe Prep. Prep in a 4-3 front right now. Archbishop Wood trying to show different formations, and they will huddle. So it's a complete contrast to what Prep's been doing. I formation this time, double tight end set, 1 wide receiver. And I think Steve Devlin's going to have to call timeout.
So we're going to head to a commercial break here on SFBN. 1:14 remaining here in quarter number 1. We'll be right back with more Wood versus Prep right after this.
And welcome back. William Tennant High School is our host school. This is where Archbishop Wood plays their home games. They're the home team tonight against visiting St. Joe's Prep, a huge battle. They are both, of course, from the Catholic League, but it's not an actual league game. Prep plays in the big school division with the 4A, and Wood's in the 3A division where they have been the perennial champ. Here's a great run and cutback by number 1, McClinton, and he's got a first down and more. He gets into the Prep secondary. Boy, he has been terrific this year. 9 touchdowns coming into the contest in just 5 weeks of play, and was over 440 yards coming into the game. And I think you had him for 6 carries now.
Yep, 6 carries, 39 yards. And one thing that really impressed me on that play, JT, was he was able to read the hole. On the last couple of runs that he had to the outside, they just sealed the edge and he just went to the sideline. This time he found the hole, cut it up the middle where his blockers were, and he gained the first down. And I thought that was a really nice read by McClinton.
And on top of that, he made a secondary cutback, which got him another 4 or 5 yards. So one flanker out on the right side. Tight ends on the left side. In motion now is number 6, Jake Cooper. And here's Messina, huge yardage. Now he cuts back, crosses midfield, crosses the 40, tries to cut back again, and he's out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And he was finally hit by St. Joe Prep's number 41, Dialis. And going to be first down and 10 for Archbishop Wood.
That's a second big run there by Josh Messina. The first one went for 19 yards on the reverse. That time it was right up the gut, the fullback dive, and great blocking in front to allow the path for Messina for a big gain into the Preps territory.
A couple tackles for Dialius, but he certainly doesn't want to tackle people that far down the field. So the ball's on the 30-yard line now. In motion is Dylan Clayton, who's into the game for Archbishop Wood. Garlick looking over to Coach Devlin for the signs. Let's see what this play is going to be. First handoff through. This is to the big fullback just checking in the game, Tyrone Dean, 5'10", 215-pounder. Boy, he hit that hole with authority. Boy, another change of pace. They got a lot of looks they can show you.
Yeah, Tyrone Dean, not very well used, but that's how it's going to end here in quarter number 1, and we're going to take a timeout with Wood again driving into the Preps territory. We'll be right back with second quarter action between St. Joseph's Prep and Archbishop Wood here on the Sports Fan Base Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Right back with second quarter action between St. Joseph's Prep and Archbishop Wood here on the Sports Fan Base Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866.
And back live here with the action, Jeremy Cheeman and Ari Bluestein. Here's a big run for Archbishop Wood. This could be 6 points again. It's McClinton coming on the left side. Jared McClinton taking the first play of the second quarter in for the touchdown, and Wood answers back. It's 13-7.
I don't think the St. Joe Prep defense was even ready to get started. We had to rush back from our break, JT, because Archbishop Wood was right at the line and ready to get the second quarter started. Really nice job by Wood on the execution, and Jared McClinton as well.
Yeah, they had the seal. They sealed off the edge left side. He didn't have to make any cutbacks. All he had to do was outrun the defense who was behind him. Extra point is up. It's good for Archbishop Wood. 33, Dan McDonald, and it's 14-7. Well, both teams are scoring offensively at huge clips. I didn't think they'd be able to score that easily against each other, but so far the offenses in the beginning of the game looked like the defenses were going to dictate the game, but right now I think it's the offenses that are dictating the game.
The first two drives, Archbishop Wood did get a first down on a big McClinton 16-yard run, but then they had the punt on the next series, and St. Joe Prep with a 3-and-out to start it off. And ever since then, JT, we've had 3 straight touchdown drives between these two teams combined.
Well, I guess it's not really that surprising. St. Joe Prep has outscored its opponents 125-40 in their in their wins. Archbishop Wood has outscored their opponents 224-30, which is no surprise.
Well, both these teams have had phenomenal years so far. Like you said, Prep just the one blemish with Don Bosco, but other than that, they've really done a nice job. Beat a good team down in Texas, Dallas Jesuit, and Archbishop Wood. We talked about their resume this year, defeating Ben Salem, North Penn, and Frankfurt in non-league play, and then crushing West Catholic in what should have been a competitive game, 54-6, and then taking out O'Hara 41-0. Now, to me, that was the most shocking because I thought O'Hara maybe had a shot to challenge Wood this year.
Well, O'Hara's a good team, as is West Catholic. That's just showing you how good Archbishop Wood is.
Right.
They've been a power over the last several years. They won a championship, I think it was in 09. They went to a final and lost in 08. They went to the final last year and lost. St. Joe Prep hasn't had as much success in the States, but again, they're also in the 4A.
Right.
And they've also sort of rebuilt their program after the Gil Brooks era when they had won 5 straight championships in the mid-2000s.
Back to receive for St. Joe Prep is Olamide Zacchaeus, excuse me.
And again, Woods won 5 straight Catholic League and District 12 titles as well.
This is Reed here.
Oh, he escapes a couple tackles. He's still on his feet. He's going. This is a big run for Reed and a great play in the special teams for St. Joe Prep. Ball gets out to the 42-yard line. One of the things I love about high school football is that the stars play special teams. They play defense. They play offense. College doesn't really do that, and it's very, very rare. Patrick Peterson, I believe, for the Cardinals in the NFL, is the only guy playing both ways, and I don't understand why they don't do it more.
Well, that time Olamide Zacchaeus was back, the back man, but the kick was a little short, and John Reed took full advantage and giving Prep a really nice starting field position here in their first series of the second quarter.
Pretty good play, good pursuit. Tackle in the backfield that time for Archbishop Wood, and it's number 46, Pat Scott.
Yeah, going to be a nice tackle for a loss there. A couple yards. 1 yard goes back to the 41, so it'll be 2nd and 11.
And in games like this, one possession changes in the score are huge. Again, the spread offense. Martin moves over the left shoulder and makes a pass. It's complete. Getting about 7 yards there. I think that's Montague.
It is 17. Justin Montague.
Montague, who's been coming in and out of the lineup. Makes a real nice catch there. Gets him some of the yardage back. But it's still 3rd down and 6. And I don't think Coach Infante can gamble here on 4th down. So they need to get the first here or get very close. So they're going trips right here. Spread their offensive formation. And Martin's going to throw over the right shoulder. He's looking. He's got a man. And he just overthrew his man. Would have been a touchdown, Juwan McAllister. But he overthrew him right there. That would have been 6 points that could have tied the game.
Well, Juwan McAllister is not an easy man to overthrow because he's got such speed. You take a look at him right now. Again, we talked about he's the leadoff hitter for the St. Joe Prep baseball team. And now it looks like the Hawks are going to go for it here. 4th down and 6 with about 10-plus minutes to go here till halftime.
I'm a little surprised, to be honest, but I like the good aggressive call. If they jump off sides here, they got a little overeager. That could change the thinking right here.
Oh, wow.
I think I saw number 6 jumping, or it might have been Swift. Also one Zacchaeus. So it's going to force them to punt, but how about that? If that was a real design play, they were going to go for it in their own territory against a great Wood team down 14-7.
Oh, I like you said, I like the aggressive play calling, but now obviously 4th and 10, there's no question here. This is going to be a punt.
Got to be honest, I wasn't crazy about the call if they were really going for it. I mean, really could have put you at a tough spot if they were not going to make it right there, but that's why it's called a gamble. Here's a great punt by Walsh. It gets into the end zone. Boy, he really put some leg into that one, and Wood players back there wisely let it go into the end zone for the touchback, and Wood will start it down 1st down and 10 at the 20. 10:32 to go here, second quarter, and it's 14-7 in favor of the home team, the Vikings. These are great. Here's another good run back for Wood. This is McClendon. He may go. Crosses the 40, crosses the 50. He's still on his feet. Crosses the 40, 30, 20.
He's not going to be caught.
Oh, my gosh. What a run. Jared McClendon, he took it all the way from the 21-yard line. It's a 79-yard run. Actually, the 20. It's an 80-yard run. They had him dead stop, the 25 and the 30. And then he got to the outside, and he did that all himself after the initial block.
Now, there's fast, and there's real fast. Jared McClendon is real fast, and he also is very quick with his feet. You can see the cutbacks that he's able to make and juke out those Prep defenders. Monster run, and this crowd out here on the Wood side is going pretty nuts as it's now a 20-7 game with the point after touchdown upcoming.
Well, there you see why St. Joe Prep was considering going for it on 4th down and 6, because right now they're facing an offense that they can see is just really tough to stop. And as fast as St. Joe Prep is, as big as they are, as agile as they are, as versatile as they are, they don't have an answer for McClinton right now as he gets his 10th touchdown of the year.
Tell you, McClinton is putting up some big stats with that 80-yard run, 8 carries, 144 yards, and a touchdown. Two touchdowns.
Wow, he's something.
Those are some serious fantasy football stats right there, JT.
Well, I have him on my high school fantasy team.
How do I get in that league? I want to get in the high school fantasy football.
I got John Reed,
action.
too, and I've also got DeAndre Swift.
Oh, man, how'd you get that? Would you rig the draft?
I'm the only one playing.
Oh. I love it. Right now, we're going to tell you about another one of our sponsors here, Physical Therapy and Wellness Center. I want to thank them for their support of this game, specifically in their support of Archbishop Wood Athletics. Got pain? It's not in your head, folks. 70% or more of all of us suffer from joint pain. Some need surgery, some don't. Like a volleyball player, overhead athletes and overhead work can lead to shoulder pain. If you can't spike a ball or paint that high ceiling corner, call on the joint pain experts at Physical Therapy and Wellness Institute, located in Lansdale, Quakertown, Montgomeryville, West Norriton, and Glenside. 15 physical therapists, 5 locations, open early, staying late. Visit us at ptwinstitute.com or call 215-855-9871.
So Wood will kick off. St. Joe Prep needs a good drive right here. This is Zacchaeus again. And, he breaks a couple tackles as well. And he takes about 7 black uniform players to bring him down, crossing the 32-33-yard line. Real nice run there by Olamide Zacchaeus.
Yeah, Olamide Zacchaeus right there. He's been in action a lot here so far, returning kicks. Very solid player as a junior, one of the 3-headed monster that St. Joe Prep has in the run game. Now, we haven't really seen that much, go into the run game that much. 10 pass attempts by Chris Martin, and only a total of 5 rushing attempts for St. Joe's Prep so far.
Yeah, I think they got to establish their run right here, and being down by 2 touchdowns, they can't change what they came in here to do. And here's a quick tackle here, nothing going for Swift. Now, I think you got to get Swift going in motion a little quicker. It was a slow developing play, and Wood sniffs it out, and another tackle there for 46, Pat Scott.
That's a great job, great penetration that time by the Wood front line. And now here we go with the hurry up. Prep coming right back to the line on the 2nd and 13.
And they're sniffing it out. Again, they're not having any real luck running the football. Chris Martin going down. Defensive coordinator is Mike Carey for Archbishop Wood. He was a one-time head coach at CB West when CB West was a huge power. I believe he played in a 5 overtime championship game his first year out there. And he's been a great assistant here and almost like a co-coach with Steve Devlin. Thrown over the left shoulder, complete. And good yardage on the left side, but not enough for the first down. 25, John Reed, I believe, who has the touchdown. And I'll tell you, the game, one play doesn't go one way for one team, and then they come down and get an 80-yard run the other way for McClinton. If they were able to hit number 18 McAllister on the bomb coming down the right side, we would have had a tie game. But
yeah, absolutely. It could have changed the entire complexion of this game, but as is, Wood defense doing a great job in forcing St. Joe Prep into their 3rd punt here in this first half.
Well, St. Joe Prep's defense is going to have to step up here if they're going to give up the ball again. They can't afford one more touchdown here in the first half. And again, another good kick by Walsh. Boy, he's got a good leg. This is McClinton, who's been trouble, and they're having trouble, and they finally are able to lock him down. They had people from the left, people on the right. Is there a flag on the play? Art?
There is a flag on the play, and I think it's going to be a block in the back against Archbishop Wood, and we'll wait for the official call here.
Boy, what a luxury it is to have a big-time punter at the high school level.
Oh, man, yeah, he is. Those are some booming punts.
Not sure why you would hesitate on punting when you have a weapon like that. Of course, you're down 2 touchdowns.
Well, that didn't really help on the last drive because McClinton took it 80 yards on the first play.
It did.
Well, this time it's going to push Wood even deeper into their own zone, and we'll wait for the officials to walk it off as they're doing so right now.
I believe it's 10, but let's see if it's 15. Yeah, 10. So the ball's going to be marked at around
the 10.
At around the 10-yard line. So it works out well for St. Joe Prep here, and their defense can't afford to get tired. They've been on the field a lot. It's interesting when the offense goes 3 and out, and it's one of those no-huddle offenses like the Eagles run. That means that puts a lot of pressure on the defense to get rested real quick. Everybody in the box here, 8 men in the box, and I think Wood may have taken too much time. Or perhaps somebody lined up in the neutral zone. Looked like somebody wasn't lined up right.
Let's wait for the official call here. We'll be on St. Joe Prep.
Oh, it's against St. Joe Prep.
Lined up in the neutral zone.
Oh, I was right, but it was the wrong team. Okay. It looked like one of the Wood players wasn't up on the line. Didn't have enough guys on the line. A tough break for St. Joe. They had them pinned in where they wanted. So the Hawks now have a first down and 5 to defend.
Got a bunch formation here, JT. In motion is the tight end.
Could be an opportunity to try to throw over the top right here and surprise them. But they go straight ahead, and a great play by St. Joe Prep, number 75, John Daniel Runyon. I've been waiting to call his name all night. I know the congressman is watching. Well, he's probably here.
Yeah, could be watching on a smartphone. You can watch that while you're here at the game. Yeah, big number 75, John Daniel Runyon. Of course, everybody recognizes that name. 6'4", 255-pounder. I believe he's heading to Michigan, following his father's footsteps, and he's obviously the son of John Runyon, now the congressman.
Had a chance to meet John a lot over the years. What a great guy. Very media friendly, very, very intelligent, and was a great lineman for the Eagles, that's for sure. Second down, about 8, after the great play by Runyon. Pitch right. Here comes the cutback. Tackle from behind, but pretty good yardage for Archbishop Wood. Messina again? Let's see if we get a number. It was Messina, number 28 or 22?
28. That is Luke Spahitz.
Right, so Spahitz comes in, and he's a player that gets a lot of playing time, too. They have a lot of change-of-pace guys, and they can substitute guys in when you have a lot of depth. He ran a lot like Messina that time.
Yeah. Well, that just shows you the depth that this Archbishop Wood team has.
Well, they're both 5'10", 185, so.
And very similar numbers as well.
You can't fault a guy who can't see up here.
We'll cut you some slack, JT.
Okay. I think I just cut Spahitz on my fantasy team. That was a mistake. So, running up the field here for Wood.
Now, that time it was Messina.
It was Messina, okay.
And Josh Messina there on the carry, and he's been pretty busy tonight. Takes it to the 27 for a 5-yard gain. Messina now 8 carries, 69 yards.
Boy, they've done a nice job running the football. I know St. Joe Prep can't be too happy with that. Coach Infani, assistant coaches Tim Roken, John Connors, Bill Kerrigan, Bill Morris, Mark Shaw, Pat Evans, Tom Sunjan, Katie Crispino, former Temple player, Sean Stratz, James Wick, Dan Pellicati, Ray Infante, Leo Carlin. There's about 6 of them standing right next to us, and they don't really like what's going on here in the first half. And here's another pretty good run. The difference is the first down runs. If the running game is working for Archbishop Wood, it's not really running for St. Joe Prep, and it's really dictating the game.
Yeah, right there on the tackle, sophomore linebacker Nick Vanderveer, number 4. Nice hit, and that now sets up a 3rd and short from the 30-yard line after that 3-yard run.
Big opportunity for the St. Joe Prep defense to get a stop right here. The ball's at the 30. They'll have the ball in relatively good position, 5:58 to go. If they can get the ball back, get a score, they're right in this game. They have to stop Archbishop Wood right here. Wood taking time off the clock as well. Long, deliberate drives. I formation. They jump again. And again, the sophomore Garlic with the hard count. Over-anxious defense for St. Joe Prep. Not sure if it was Runyon or number 45, I think, jumped.
Well, they're talking about it. Maybe they were provoked offsides. Let's see what the call is. Oh, it's going to be a delay of game.
Wow.
Now, is that a call on Garlic for the hard count?
Well, if the clock...
Or is it just the clock?
No, the clock ran out. It doesn't matter what happens if the clock runs out. If that happens...
Well, this is a big...
Actually, I've never seen that before, to be honest with you. If there was an offsides one way or another, encroachment or offsides or pulling offsides, and it happened before the clock expires on the play, I would think the penalty would stand, but I guess it happened after the clock ran out.
Well, this is a big-time opportunity for the Prep to stop Archbishop Wood on 3rd down and still get decent field position to potentially cut this lead in half.
Boy, Garlic standing at 6'4", he really can see the field. Oh, he's throwing long. He's got a man. And it's just short. He had his man out there on a nice pattern, Kendall Singleton. Pretty good defense for the Prep. Number 26, Vince Moffitt. And Archbishop Wood's going to have to punt. So had that been an offsides against Prep, Wood still would have the football. So Prep gets a break right here. They're going to get the football back. 5:36 to go here in quarter number 2. Jeremy Chim and Ari Bluestein here. Sports Fan Base Network, and proud to be bringing you another great game. In my opinion, I looked at your schedule, and I couldn't see a better game than this. And I looked on the entire schedule. Coachville's not playing a monster game like this all year, so I think for a regular season game, this is as good as it gets.
Oh, this is the second game you're doing with us. Of course, that LaSalle Imhotep game back in September.
Too.
That was a pretty good one, yes. And Imhotep, they've got a pretty big game tonight, too, as well, with Eastern Christian Academy in probably what is the most last-minute game. Oh, we've got interesting play right there.
Well, I don't think it was really a fake punt. I think he was just buying some time, and the ball's going to bounce to around the 40-yard line. Pretty alert play for number 25, Chris Baker for Archbishop Wood. Unless got the number wrong, unless that was Lonan who let that kick go. So Prep's going to get the football, relatively good field position, 5:23 to go. This is where Gabe Infante and his staff really need a score to make this game really interesting going into halftime.
Right, you see the Hawks coming back onto the field. They've got pretty good field position, and like you said, this is about the time that they need to come back and get a score before the half and get some momentum going back in their favor.
They got to establish their run game, and if not, they've got to start completing some passes. Offensive line really needs to push. Only a 3-man front. Looks like a prevent defense, and again, going nowhere for St. Joe Prep. John Reed. Not really sure what the play call was, but he goes down for a loss.
I believe that was Chris Martin, the quarterback, that kept it himself there, JT.
It wasn't Reed? Okay.
Loss of 5 on the play.
Josh, can I borrow your glasses for a second? And this time they're going outside.
That's the freshman.
That's the freshman Swift, and he's not going to get much again. They're just not able to extend it outside or run up the middle, and it's really messing up St. Joe Prep's normal spread offense, which is predicated on the fact that they can gain 5 or more yards running up the middle or running to the outside. So 3rd and long right there. It's a definite passing opportunity. Number 1, Zacchaeus, comes in as a receiver. They've got 5 receivers in the football game. They're going to have to throw quick. Wide receiver screen. It's overthrown. He was rushed, and Swift wasn't able to come up with it as Wood kind of sniffed it out.
Well, the Archbishop Wood defense, JT, has been playing phenomenal so far. They've stopped pretty much everything that St. Joe Prep has thrown their way. And you have to credit the Wood coaching staff for that. This is a very good Hawk offense that they have to deal with. And tell you what, Archbishop Wood, they're winning the battle right now in really all facets of the game.
Well, that size differential up front is definitely making a difference. I thought the Prep defense would be toe-to-toe with the Wood offensive line, but so far that Wood offensive line's winning it. And now down 2 touchdowns. It's changing the way the game's played. Here's another really good punt. And I guess it went out of bounds without hitting the player, which was Jared McClinton. He's the last guy St. Joe Prep wants to see touch the football. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Vikes. And they've had a real strong first half, 21-7. Well, you mentioned those scores, 41-0 over O'Hara. I know West Catholic was a complete whitewash. Now, St. Joe Prep's a whole nother level than those teams.
And the West Catholic game, that was the night of the really bad rain going on because LaSalle played Malvern Prep.
But it happened in the second half.
Yeah.
So it was already 28-0 at the half.
Right.
But, yeah, that was a vicious rain that came down.
We were actually supposed to cover that game here on SFBN before the rescheduling. Supposed to be that Friday, instead it was that Saturday.
That's right. I'm not sure what bothered him more, the rain coming or McClinton. He had 3 touchdowns that game.
All right, so just over 4 minutes left here, JT. Let's see what Archbishop Wood can do if they can possibly pad to their lead, but there's going to be a whistle here before we get the play going.
And keep in mind there's timeouts from both sides. Looks like Wood's got 2 timeouts left. Prep has 2 now as they call one.
Now we'll go to a timeout. As a timeout is taken on the field, Wood has the ball, leading by 2 touchdowns here on the Sports Fan Base Network. We'll be right back.
Archbishop Wood is taking a 2-touchdown lead here in the second quarter, 21-7. And Wood has the football here late second quarter. They go to the outside again and again get a good yardage. Messina tries to make a cutback against Moffitt. He does. Enough for first down, gets into the secondary, and Speed kills, that's the expression, and right now it is really working for Archbishop Wood. Messina and McClinton are really getting the job done.
Well, again, we talk about the Wood offensive line. They're big up front, and they seal the edge again, this time for Messina. But what a great stiff arm right there to get some extra yardage right there.
Yeah, Moffitt just wasn't able to bring him down. But I'm telling you, the one-on-one battles, the cutback battles, you got to give Messina and McClinton extra credit for the effort that they are putting in and the skill level that they're showing as running backs. It's not just the offensive line. These guys are really good. I formation right now for Wood. 8 in the box for St. Joe Prep. Actually, looks like 9 in the box. Fumble. There's a fumble. It's the first break of the game as Prep has recovered. It's like Lewis again coming up with the loose ball. And I think fumbling at that time for Wood was number 24, Tyrone Dean. And that was the first big play of the game, the first turnover of the game. And this is the exact type of play that can get Prep back into it.
I actually think that might have been the man McClinton fumbling that. Yeah, I think it was number 1. But nonetheless, it's a fumble. And St. Joe Prep has a break here, their first big break of the game. In my opinion, JT, they have to, absolutely have to cash in on this opportunity.
I apologize if that was McClinton. That's one of the rare mistakes he's had all season. And this is a good chance for St. Joe Prep to get back in the game. There's always the turnover factor when you're down. You can cause a turnover. That one, though, was really an unforced error. Really no excuse for that. Here's a really nice run for Zacchaeus here. Breaks down. Oh, he may score on this one. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. He's in. St. Joe Prep capitalizes, and they're back in the game right now. 21-13. 3:30 to go, second quarter. What a run that time by Zacchaeus.
Olamide Zacchaeus. Amazing run right there. And I'll tell you what, that is exactly what St. Joe Prep needed.
It really was. They weren't able to create the break on their own offensively, had to give the ball back, but McClinton or Dean, we'll go with McClinton, fumbling the football right there. Next play, Prep scores. And it's 3:30 to go. Quarter number 2, all of a sudden we're at 21-14. The extra point by Walsh is good. And now we'll see how important momentum is in football. You hear that all the time. Is it real? I really think that was a confidence booster that St. Joe Prep needed, because you could just feel the energy in this stadium, all for Archbishop Wood, up to that last run by Zacchaeus.
Olamide. Okay, Olamide Zacchaeus.
Just go with Zacchaeus.
Sounds good, JT.
Hey, he's the man who got the touchdown. Here's a bobble. Okay, it's going to be a touchback for Archbishop Wood, number 32. That was Tukikis, I believe, who dropped the ball into the end zone for Archbishop Wood. And for a second there, I think he didn't realize he had to get the football. So first down and 10 coming up for Wood at the 20. Now St. Joe Prep still has 2 timeouts to work with if they're able to get a stop here on first or second down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Wood, they fumbled and led to that touchdown by Zacchaeus, and then there mishandled the kickoff return. Wood maybe getting a little too comfortable with that lead that they had. Now they have to realize they've got to buckle down here and stay strong and maybe have a nice drive down here, maybe resulting in a field goal to go into the half.
Well, the football game, it's a long game. There's 4 quarters to be played. And it's as much mental as it is physical. Garlick, the young quarterback, the sophomore, took him to a championship game as a freshman. Oh, they fill the edge that time. That is the best play St. Joe Prep has on that pitch left. DeSanto with the tackle. He was able to fend off his block, unless there was an adjustment made defensively for St. Joe Prep, because they have not had a cornerback or a linebacker on the edge. And it was the first time they really just took the ball carrier right down.
That was a great job there. And then maybe the Prep starting to get some momentum back, starting to get some wind back in their sails after Wood had 14 straight unanswered points. And now, I mean, like I said, JT, these are 2 very good programs. We talked about it all game long. The Hawks, they're not going to just fold away and die. They're going to keep fighting.
Well, it looks like a 4-3 setup. They got a lot of people on the line. Now you get into the second area like you do here, and you got to get a first down. And that's exactly what happened here as they got into the secondary. And let's see who the carrier was that time.
That was Jared McClinton.
That was McClinton, number 1. Real nice run. Now, he didn't run outside that time. He ran up the middle, but he did a real nice job. Run over the center and the right guard.
Yeah, I mean, you could see anytime McClinton gets an open space, it's trouble for the Hawks because he's just so quick and he has those cutbacks that we talked about all night long. And now about 2.5 minutes to go till halftime. Let's see if Wood can make a move and maybe set up a field goal opportunity for the Vikings to go into the half.
And everybody stacked up in the middle of the field here. Sometimes could be a trick play. Whistles again. Is that too much time?
Or perhaps some movement up front. Let's wait for the official call.
But Wood played pretty much error-free football here until the last 3-4 minutes of the half.
Encroachment on the Hawks.
Encroachment against St. Joseph's Prep. So Prep will back up. 74, Steve Robinson hanging his head. He may have been the guilty person. He's a big lineman on the right side, 6'4", 250. And also up front there, they got Shane Davis, who's 6'4", 300. So they've got some big meat up there as well. Also up there is number 40, Jake Strain, 6'3", 235. So both Prep and Archbishop Wood have a lot of college-level type players on the lines. And that's where you win the games. There's flags everywhere. Oh, it was a trick play and incomplete, but there's flags everywhere.
Let's see what the call is. It's going to be against Wood.
Looks like it could be a hold against Archbishop Wood. Tell you what, I fell for the ball fake that time. I was looking for the ball.
I did too.
And the ball was thrown over the top. It was one-on-one coverage out there, but Garlic was unable to complete the pass. That's what that run does. It just sets up the play action just when you have no idea when it's coming. Pretty good play call by Devlin. I think if the pass was there, you might have had it, but it's all negated by a penalty anyway. So it's
exactly.
It's going to be second and long, first and long.
First and long from the 27. That's about a 9-yard penalty, it looks like. Of course, it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So I believe it's going to be 15 yards to go. First and 15.
Nine in the box again for St. Joe Prep. Everybody expecting that run up the middle. And it's the inside counter. Oh, no, it's a second man through. And this is Behitz again, number 28. Oh, he's got a great pickup on the left side. He really cranked it up. And it's a nice run that time. First down, number 28, Luke Behitz.
Yeah, Luke Spahitz right there just doing a phenomenal job getting to the outside. And again, that's something that Archbishop Wood has been very successful doing all day long against this Hawk defense. They've been able to run some misdirection plays inside. You don't know exactly who's getting the ball. And the offensive line, again, doing a great job of opening up those holes.
So many formations, so many options. Any of 4 different players can carry that football. You got all 10 in the middle of the field. And when they run the misdirection and the whole team bites, all of a sudden you've got room on that running side, left side or right side. They've been going to the left primarily.
Well, Spahitz, 2 carries, 26 yards, so he's had some monster gains so far when he touches the ball.
Yeah, DeSanto staying out on the right. If he's got to cover his receiver out there. Do we have a timeout here?
It's going to be a timeout taken by St. Joe Prep with 1:40 on the clock officially here at William Tennant High School. We're going to step away real quick. When we come back, we'll finish out quarter number 2 between Wood and the Prep here on SFBN, presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
And welcome back to William Tennant High School. Great football game here. Archbishop Wood leading St. Joe Prep 21-14. Garlic, quarterback keeper, and he's brought down. Only a yard gain. St. Joe Prep, Armin Ware, bringing him down, number 34. Also in on the play, number 4, Nick Vanderveer, just a sophomore, 6', 200-pounder. Second down and 9. Wood coming off the timeout, wasn't able to get a good play that going offensively.
Well, they are going with a hurry-up offense here, JT. Trips to the far side.
Well, they had a couple play calls in that one off the timeout. Here's a throw over the middle, incomplete. And looking that time for Archbishop Wood, Kendall Singleton, incomplete. Setting up third down and 9, a minute 12 to go.
Tom Garlic yet to complete a pass. He's 0
Is
for
that
3.
right?
Yes.
0 for 3. And yet he seems like he's managing the game very efficiently.
Well, like you said,
he's
he's kind of like an Alex Smith quarterback where he's a game manager, not asked to throw the ball all that much, and when he is, it's short passes. Whereas Chris Martin on the other side, he's asked to do a lot more in this hurry-up pro-style type of offense.
Well, Garlic, as he gets older and more experienced, will be asked to do more and more. He said as a freshman he really wasn't asked to do that much. Told me that this year he's been asked to do a lot more, and then by junior, senior year, he expects to have a much bigger role. Timeout on the field.
Yeah, timeout on the field, but we'll keep it right here. And we'll tell you about another one of our sponsors, Northeast Racket and Fitness. It's so hard to keep the family together these days. Kids go one way, parents another. The Northeast Racket Club and Fitness Center has helped solve that dilemma by providing extensive children's programming along with our full-service adult fitness center. Busy parents can catch up on their exercise commitments while children choose from a wide variety of fun-filled activities, all offered for one all-inclusive monthly fee. Just mention that you heard about us on SFBN and receive a complimentary 2-week trial membership and discover what the excitement is all about. Big play right here, JT. 3rd and 9 for Archbishop Wood. Now, would you say this is not 4-down territory here, or what do you think? Or do you think they would punt it and not allow Prep to get a point?
I think they would punt the football. If they get no yards here, I think they will punt the football. If they get 4 or more, I think they'll go for it. Well, actually, I think they would punt. They're leading by 7 points.
Each team, it looks like, has 1 timeout remaining. So that could be a factor here in the final 1:12. A lot of movement, JT.
Goes to the second man through.
That spot hits.
He's at the 40. He's to the 45 out of bounds. He does not have the first down. And I think I said they need to get 5 yards or more to go for it on 4th. I don't think they're going to go for it on 4th down at 6. I think with a minute 2 to go. But I could be wrong.
Well, here's another bad part about that play for Archbishop Wood. Spot hits went out of bounds and stopped the clock, and the Prep did not have to use their final timeout to stop it. And with 1:02 remaining officially here on the scoreboard here at William Tennant High School, this gives the Prep some time to come down the field and maybe get another score before the half.
Well, let's see if there's a punter out there. I'm not sure there's a punter out there.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is. Okay. 85?
Lowen. Christian Lowen.
Okay.
Doubling as the tight end.
All right, let's see if it's a fake. 4th down. Now it's the real deal.
Ooh, nice punt.
And a fair catch being called for. Actually, the ball's not even going to get to Moffitt. Ball's going to go out of bounds around the 23-yard line. So Prep has time and 1 timeout, 53.9. They're going to have to put the ball in the air again.
I would expect them to take a deep shot with McAllister down the field. What do you think?
Why not? There's no reason not to.
Now you've also got the freshman, DeAndre Swift. They could give the ball on the ground to Zacchaeus, who had the big 36-yard touchdown run for the Prep just a few minutes ago.
And they played safe here on 1st down, go up the middle. Didn't catch the number. That may be Swift. It was Swift. Chris Gary made the tackle. So it's going to be 2nd down and 7. Clock running. Doesn't look like Gabe Infante's calling a timeout, but they are going to run a play. They look like they're still in a quest to score. Quarterback keeper Martin. He's got pretty good yardage here. 1st down on the keeper. Clock will stop momentarily to move the chains. I'm hearing one of the coaches up here.
And the clock is stopped because they're moving the chains, so that gives the Prep some time to set up here.
If I'm the Prep, I'm trying to score right here. Let's see.
Here's Martin back to pass.
He's thrown over the left shoulder, looking for his man, and I believe, oh, no, he did not come up with it. It was deflected twice. Number 25, John Reed, who has a touchdown already in this contest.
Well, you like that. You got to like that. Taking the shot deep down the sideline, throwing it up for one of your top receivers. But Wood, good defense right there. There was a couple of defensive backs back there to break that up. So now the clock is stopped officially at 17 seconds. The Prep still with 1 timeout remaining.
The offensive line has to block here. You don't want your quarterback to fumble a football away.
Here's Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus, a pretty good play on the inside counter across the 45-47. Let's see if they call a timeout with 10 seconds left. They do. So, unless that's just to move a chain again.
No, that is going to be a timeout for the Prep.
Okay, I was right the first time. So they're going to call the timeout, and they're going to go 1 time, maybe a hook and ladder here. They have no reason to. They're losing the football game. They got no reason to try to not to score here towards the end of the half.
And this is a big moment here for the Prep. Now with 10 seconds to go here, JT, do you see them taking a shot down the field a couple of times, or maybe, like you said, like a hook and ladder play, or do they maybe try a quick out to get a little bit closer for the Hail Mary? What do you think?
I think this will probably be the last play. They don't have another timeout, so I think they're going to go for the gusto right here. I think you're going to see Martin air it out and have receivers around the 15-yard line. Unless it's a quick out on the right side. That's kind of what an NFL or a college program would do, but I think they're going to go for the touchdown here. Martin looking, stepping up, and now he's going to run the football. He's going to get 6 or 7 yards, gets knocked down pretty hard, and that should run out the first half, and it will. So your score at halftime, it is Archbishop Wood 21, St. Joe Prep 14. Pretty entertaining first half, and you're definitely seeing two great high school teams, two of the best in the Philadelphia area playing in this one.
I'm looking forward to the second half coming up, but right now we'll have the Pennsylvania National Guard halftime report right after these words from our sponsors. You're watching the Sports Fan Base Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAYS.
Welcome back. Ari Bluestein here with you on the Pennsylvania National Guard halftime report. For more information about how to attend college full-time tuition-free and serve in the Army National Guard part-time, contact Master Sergeant Lee Page at 215-856-5965 or email him at lee.page@us.army.mil. Our halftime guest here today is the president of Archbishop Wood High School, Gary Zamaro. Thank you for joining us here at halftime.
Oh, thanks, Ari. Appreciate it very much.
When you came up here, first thing you said was, great game.
Oh, it is
I
great
mean, how are
game.
you enjoying this game? It's a lot of fun so far.
Well, this is a great game. I'm sort of glad the Vikings are on top right now. But,
of course.
Yeah, but it is a great game, and I think it's going to be an outstanding and exciting second half.
Yeah, both teams really going back and forth.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely been a lot of fun, and certainly enjoy the rest of the game. Now, a lot of things going on at Archbishop Wood, a lot of good stuff, some open houses, some shows.
Yep.
So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about what's going on at Archbishop Wood High School?
Well, it's a big year for us. We're celebrating our 50th anniversary. The school opened in
congratulations.
1964, so we got a lot of things planned. Next Saturday, we have our annual Viking Fest. For our alumni, we invite them back. We also started off with a 5K walk and run. The 26th of October, we have a group called In the Mood. I saw them in Bucks County up in New Hope last year. It's a big band show. They're actually in Australia right now. They'll be returning, and we'll be their first show back in the United States. So it's at Wood at 7:30 on October 26th. You like big band music, it's great. It's $35 per ticket. They can get tickets at the school.
And if somebody wants to think about enrolling at Archbishop Wood, great institution. Who can they contact? Are there some open houses coming up at Wood?
Our open house and 8th grade visitation is on November the 14th.
Okay.
Your open house is at night from 7 to 9. And anybody would like to visit the school, they just need to call the school. It's 215-672-5050, extension 268. That's Patty Rochette. She's my director of admissions. She'll get them started and walk them through. Or they can visit the website and touch base with us there. It's www.archwood.org.
It's amazing what you can get on the web these days,
Oh, it's
especially
wonderful.
football broadcasts like here on SFBN.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real quick, one more question. What's your prediction for a final score? Put you on the spot.
That's going to be tough. Vikings are going to win.
Okay, that's what I
How
thought
about
you were going
that?
to say. President Gary Samaro of Archbishop Wood, thank you for joining us here on the Pennsylvania
My
National
pleasure.
Guard halftime
Thanks for
report.
everything you're doing for us.
Sure, no problem. It's our
Okay.
pleasure. We're having a lot of fun up here. Enjoy the rest of the
Okay.
game.
Well, thank you very much.
We'll be back to continue on with the Pennsylvania National Guard halftime report right after this. So what do you expect to see here in half number 2? Archbishop Wood's been very good on the ground, so you got to think that's what Prep's talking about at the half, sealing those edges and stopping the run of the Vikings. What do you think both teams are going to do for adjustments?
I agree with what you're saying. I actually think Steve Devlin's going to air it out a little bit here in the second half. I don't think they can just win knowing St. Joe Prep's making the adjustments here in the locker room to stop the running game and to stop the running game on the outside on the edge. I think they're going to make some adjustments, spread out their defense, so to speak. They have to spread offense. I think they're going to spread their defense to try to stop the run. That's where I think you see Garlick's going to complete 5 or 6 passes in the second half. He's no slouch throwing the football. He's throwing for 69% completion rate, 5 touchdowns, no fumbles, no interceptions. So he's been perfect this year, really running the offense. For St. Joe Prep, they have got to find a way to get their running game established, and I'm not exactly sure how to do that. If you've already got this big offensive line, they're used to plowing over everybody they
Right.
play except for Don Bosco, and it's not working. So then I guess you're going to have to work in some play action and hope it works.
Well, they're only down one score here. 21-14 is your score here at the half. Again, Ari Bluestein, Jeremy Treatment here with you, coming to you live from William Tennant High School. Now you look at the prep; they've been able to pass the ball. We saw on the stats, Martin 8 for 13, so he's been fairly proficient in the passing game. Like you said, he did miss that one on McAllister, but really, guys like Moffitt and DeAndre Swift, they haven't really got going at all. Do you expect to see Coach Gabe Infante maybe get them going, especially
Absolutely.
DeAndre Swift?
Absolutely. I mean, that freshman is probably the most talented player here in the stadium tonight. They got to get him going. He's young, and they're all over him, and they're sniffing out the plays. But if they can get the blocking for him, he can get just some confidence going, what he's used to, because he's done very well in spot starts, spot duty so far in the first few games of the year. I think St. Joe Prep, they can get their running game established more. I think that's going to be their big adjustment, and I think Archbishop Wood, they got to get their passing game adjusted. Turnovers is obviously a key. If Archbishop Wood doesn't make a turnover, we're looking at 21-7, and you're feeling like there's no way St. Joe Prep is even in this game. But because of the turnover, because they were able to capitalize it, St. Joe Prep's back in the game. And if Wood could dominate all they want, but if they're going to turn the football over, it's not going to matter. St. Joe Prep can come back and win the game.
Well, it was a great first half. Looking forward to a great second half right here as you get a look at the cheerleaders recruiting young, it looks like. I don't know if that's a violation there, but that's a great job by the Archbishop Wood cheerleaders, and they're cheering their team on here at William Tennant High School. Ari Bluestein, Jeremy Treatment. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have second half action between Archbishop Wood and St. Joseph Prep High School here on the Sports Fan Base Network, presented by Payroll Service Solutions. So here we go. Oh, this is a kind of a short kick. It's going to be fielded by DeAndre Swift. Tried to make a couple jukes, but he ends up being brought down at the 30-yard line by a number of Archbishop Wood players, including Archbishop Wood's number 32, Joe Dukowitz.
So first down and 10. See what happens here. Wood defense coming out on the field.
And if you're the St. Joe Prep Hawks, you want to score here on your first possession to even the score here at 21. So Wood's got to know they've got to be prepared for anything for St. Joe Prep to put out right now, whether it's Martin airing it out or on the ground back to Zacchaeus, and we'll see what the Hawks come out and do here to start the third quarter.
Martin out of the shotgun, spread offense, double tight end set. First time we've seen this. And they go to the running attack, and not going to get much.
Looks like that was Tyrone Dean, number 24, coming up with the stop there.
And it was Zacchaeus who really didn't get much right there.
Yeah, loss of one, actually.
Wow, really nice defense by Archbishop Wood. Well, it looks like they have an extra blocker up front, but they weren't able to capitalize on their first down run. Martin's going to throw in second down. Here comes the pursuit, and he is tackled for the loss by Chris Gary, who's really one of the better players for Archbishop Wood. Goes down for the sack, and they were ready for it. There's no question that they were ready, thinking Martin was throwing on second down. And not what St. Joe Prep wanted here, to lose yardage on their first two plays of the third quarter. They're going to have third and long, and they're really going to need to protect Martin here. They got four receivers going out. Coming into the game right now, Rob Finnegan, number 43.
Yeah, Chris Gary already has actually 2 fumble recoveries for touchdowns this year. He's a phenomenal player at 6 foot 205, a senior defensive end for Archbishop Wood.
Yeah, he's a playmaker. Gets a lot of press clippings here. Hadn't done much in the first half, but that was his first really huge play. Martin, quarterback keeper, running behind the center. He's got some yardage. He's going to be close to first down. I think he got it. They got it on third down and 15 on the quarterback keeper right there. It was a quarterback draw design play, and Martin keeps the chains moving. And, boy, that is a huge play for St. Joe Prep.
Yeah, right there, Martin calling his own number, but you got to like the play call. I think that really caught Archbishop Wood by surprise and ends up being a 20-yard run for Chris Martin.
Well, I think they know that Martin's got the option to run on any play. They just weren't able to stop it that time. And here's a direct handoff, and it's only going to go for about a yard, if even that. 26, I believe that's Moffitt. Boy, Vince has not been able to get going today. Either has Reed, really. Well, Reed has a touchdown catch in the football. Number 7, DeAndre Swift, hasn't really got going yet either, although he's playing out in the slot right now. Sort of the wing position and the slot position. Sometimes he comes in for the inside counter. Oh, it's a screen to the freshman. Oh, he fumbled the football. The ball's loose, and I think Archbishop Wood's got the football. So the freshman came in, made the catch, and tried to scramble for it. St. Joe Prep says they recovered it. That's Runyon, I believe, signaling.
Oh,
No, it was Mooney.
that's Nafiz Brown card over Archbishop Wood coming out with the football, and it's Archbishop Wood with the ball. What a huge turnover right there by the Prep.
And Justin Rubin all excited as well for Archbishop Wood, and they're going to get the football. Well, Wood made the mistake in the first half, and St. Joe Prep makes a costly turnover right here. And again, sometimes, you know, as Harold as a freshman is playing in a big spot here, not totally unexpected that he could possibly make a mistake.
Well, I mean, that time I don't think he fully ever really caught the ball. I mean, it looked like he caught it, but then he was trying to tuck it down and run with it and just could not get it in a good spot. And Wood's got a big chance here to get their lead back up to 2 scores.
I agree. Like, I would love to see that one again. They're going to go pitch out right and cut back, and a pretty good run here for McClinton, who had 155 yards in the first half. He's on pace for a 310-yard day. I don't know that that's going to happen. He had about 145 of those in the first quarter, I believe. So second down and 5. But
well, he had the 80-yard touchdown run at the 10-15 mark of quarter number 2.
So by early second quarter, he had the big yardage, and I think he gained 10 more yards.
Yes, you are correct.
And about 7 here. So
yeah, just to confirm your suspicion there, 7 carries, 64 yards in the first quarter. Then he had the big 80-yard touchdown run in the second.
Well, he's been impressive, but he also has the fumble. He also has the one negative play for Archbishop Wood in the contest. Garlic looks like he's audibling a little bit here on 2nd and 5. Gives to the fullback, first man through. Very close to a first down. Let's see if it's Dean, or let's see who got it, number 32.
Yeah, it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, Duckowitz.
But on the carry, I believe that was Messina.
It wasn't 32? Well, I'm
going to give the stats to Messina. I believe that was him, number 22.
I think it's time to go see the optometrist. My eyesight's usually pretty good. I'm seeing funny numbers out there. First down and 10, ball at the 36-yard line. And they give it to McClinton again, across the 35, 34, 33.
Uh-oh.
Now they think he fumbled a second time. Let's see. St. Joe Prep thinks they have it. I think the ref's saying the ball was down.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
But, boy, you got to be concerned. The player who's been the complete star of this game has put it on the field once and almost a second time there. You don't want to put it on the carpet.
Yeah, 2nd and 7 here for Wood. Yeah, that's the second time he's done that. Fortunately, he was ruled down.
Well, it was interesting because nobody from Archbishop Wood was acting like there was a fumble. It was St. Joe Prep. So
right.
It looked like the ground caused it. Second down, about 6.
Garlic rolling out.
It's Garlic, you're right. And he gets nothing right there. As this time they were ready for it. The fake handoff right. Quarterback runs left. Real nice play. Holding his spot there, Jake Strain.
That's kind of how Garlic scored on the touchdown early in the first quarter.
Yes, it is.
Pretty much the same exact play. And that time Prep learned from earlier and sniffed it out. Now we've got a 3rd and 10 here for the Vikings. What do you think, 4-down territory here for the Vikings?
Definitely. Definitely right now. We're talking about the ball on the 38-yard line. Got to get to about the 28. And we're at 3rd down. 4 receivers out there for Garlic. Looks like Prep is coming in here on the blitz. They're going to throw the right side. Oh, a good-looking ball, but it's going to be an incomplete pass.
Intended right there for Dylan Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton was not able to catch that ball. But you could see the zip that Garlic had on the football. So 4th down and 10, and we'll see what Coach Devlin decides right here. Looks like they've taken Garlic off the field.
Yeah, well, JT, Garlic had a nice touch on the ball, but that time he threw it to the wrong shoulder. I don't know if Clayton was running the wrong way, wrong shoulder, or Garlic threw it to the wrong outside shoulder right there. But either way, yeah, I agree with you. The arm is there, the touch is there, but the accuracy has not been there tonight for Garlic. He's 0 for 4, and it looks like Wood is going to punt it deep into the Prep zone.
I will say this, every time he's gone to throw, St. Joe Prep has been in great position defensively in the secondary. They've been ready for the pass. Here comes the punt. And this ball is going to bounce 5-3-2 in the end zone. Wood not able to stop the ball from bouncing in. So St. Joe Prep has to be very happy getting the ball first and 10 at the 20. They trail by a touchdown. Looks like we're going to have a whale of a second half right here.
Well, it's funny, JT, how the second half is starting almost exactly like the first half did. Archbishop Wood was stopped after getting a first down, and then they were forced to punt. And St. Joe Prep, they were forced on a 3-and-out, and they were forced to punt to start the first half. Then we had an onslaught of 3 straight series of touchdowns. So let's see if the trend continues here in the second half.
Again out of the shotgun, the spread offense. Two over the right shoulder, two over the left.
He's got a
throw
man.
here. Oh, it's a beautiful throw and catch that time. Maybe Reed, 25.
That was Reed, yes.
Yep. Same play before. It's the out pattern. Nothing fancy, just a down and out. And he catches it in stride over the 40-yard line, over the right shoulder. Boy, Martin's experience is really coming into play because he really throws a nice ball.
39-yard pass completion on that play to Reed. Actually doubles his total from the first half. So 4 receptions for 78 yards.
And here's Martin crossing the 40, got some yardage on first down. He's really been the most effective runner for him. He had the big 20-yard gain out on the 3rd and 15 before. St. Joe Prep's offense starting to click. 6:22 to go here in quarter number 3. Again, another part of a close football game like this when it's big and physical is who can wear down who first. Quarterback throws, quick screen, quick slant rather, complete. Some yardage there for McAllister.
And tackled right there by Kendall Singleton. Really nice job to hang on to the speedy McAllister and not allow him to get in the open field.
Another quick pitch pattern to McAllister. He just turns, cuts in a step, ball's delivered right there. I like the play call. 3rd down and 1.
Big 3rd down play here for the Hawks.
You
got to try and keep the momentum going.
You got to figure that the passing game is going to be a timeout on the field. The passing game is really going to help St. Joe Prep get their running game established, and hopefully for them, they'll have more than the quarterback.
The timeout's called. 3rd and 1 play upcoming, and we'll keep it right here. And all right, well, St. Joe Prep getting the signals from the sideline. Chris Martin in the shotgun. Here's 4 receivers.
Zacchaeus right next to Martin. Let's see, he's going to get the football here. Crosses the 40, 35, cuts it back, first down. Ball around the 27-yard line. So again, the passing game setting up the running game, and this was what was missing for St. Joe Prep in the first half, but it's working here in the second half.
Going back to the well with Zacchaeus, and we've seen Vince Moffitt. He hasn't had a lot of success. Same with DeAndre Swift. So they're going to a guy that it's been working, and Zacchaeus with a touchdown already. And he's now got 74 yards rushing on 7 carries.
Yeah, he's done a real nice job, Zacchaeus. And they're going to go right back to him here across the 25, and he cuts up the middle. Pretty good yardage here for the first down.
Yeah, again, that was Olamide Zacchaeus.
Olamide Zacchaeus has been a valuable weapon for St. Joe Prep in this contest. He's a junior, 5'8", 180-pounder, showing a little power along with finesse and the speed. Second down, about 7. Ball's on the 22-yard line. Now they go to 25, Reed, and he's going up the middle. This is really the first time they have had success running up the middle of the field behind their offensive line the entire game. And this is exactly what you want if you're a Hawks fan. So it's 3rd down
3rd and 2.
Clock running. They go to Reed, and he gets hit in the backfield. He does not have the first down, I don't believe. He's got to get to about the 20. Gains in on the tackle for Wood, along with Pat Scott. Number 45, Justin Bowsley. And also number 1, Jared McClendon coming up from secondary. Well, he's well short. It's 4th down and 3. They're going
big
for
play,
it.
JT. Crowd getting loud here at William Tennant High School, and there's going to be a timeout called on the field.
I think Archbishop Wood called
by
it.
Archbishop Wood.
So now both teams have used the timeout here in the second half. I think he wants to get a breather. He wants to get his defense set up correctly. I don't know if it's Mike Carey or Steve Devlin who jumped out on the field. They both may be out there.
So we'll keep it right here as this big play is upcoming here, JT. 4th and 2. And you take a look at the Wood huddle right now. Head coach Steve Devlin right in the middle of them.
Yes, he is.
What do you think he's telling his team right now? What do you expect from St. Joe Prep on this play?
I think he's telling them, let's stop him right here.
That sounds good for Wood.
I think they need the pursuit back. They're getting all of a sudden they're back on their heels. They were manhandling the Wood offensive line this entire game, and right now they're being pushed around. They're also getting confused by the disguises and the different plays that are coming out of the spread offense because all of a sudden St. Joe Prep's offensive passing attack was working. A penalty on Archbishop Wood also deflated them a little. Now the running attack is finally working here in the third quarter. You asked me what I thought the biggest adjustment. That's what I thought it was. I think right here it's good. Devlin's probably out there saying quarterback's going to have the football. We need a spy. Looks like 24. That's Dean is going to be the spy. I think Martin's going to run the football right here.
Martin tried the hard count.
Well, it's 4th down and 2. Martin's got it. He is running the football, and he's got the first down and more. He's inside the 10.
Great call on that, JT.
You got it.
Gets down to the 6. That's a 12-yard scamper for Chris Martin right up the gut.
He's been having so much success. I just figured they were going to go right back with it, especially with the field spread.
Here's the hurry up, JT.
They're going to go right back to Martin now at the 7. St. Joe Prep looking to tie it, and I think Archbishop Wood may have jumped.
Yep.
Boy, it's weird how football works. I mean, the first half, this offensive line and the running game just couldn't get going, and right now I think Chris Martin's effectiveness running the football behind center.
Oh, they're calling a false start against the Hawks.
Yeah, wow, that's the second time today. It looked like the other way around, but it goes against St. Joe's Prep. 3:51 to go, quarter number 3. Jeremy Cheeman, Ari Bluestein here, Sports Fan Base Network, game of the week, and it's a good one. Archbishop Wood 21, St. Joe Prep 14. Wood coming in ranked 3rd in the area, undefeated. St. Joe Prep 2-1. They had a bye week last week, which is another thing to think about. They had a bye week coming into this game, as that's part of the school plan. Here's Reed running, breaks a tackle, gets outside, tries to cut it, 10-7-6 out of bounds. And St. Joe Prep gets that bye. For academic reasons, they want their kids studying at this time of the year. They give them a break.
Well, talk about that last run there by John Reed. Wood had him dead to rights in the backfield, but he did a good job of getting away from the tacklers and making something out of nothing and getting back almost to the original line of scrimmage before the penalty.
Yeah, he bounced it to the outside, and now they run with Zacchaeus, and he's inside the 10, inside the 7 or the 6, so it's going to be 3rd and goal, correct?
3rd and goal coming up, and Olamide Zacchaeus, the leading rusher for St. Joseph's Prep, 9 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown. And now you got a timeout called.
It's an injury timeout.
Injury timeout. So we'll take a quick break here on SFBN as they tend to the Wood player injured. 3:05 remaining officially here in the third quarter. St. Joe Prep looking to tie it up. Stay tuned here on SFBN.
Cooper, the injured man for Archbishop Wood, and it's great to see him run off. He was down for a while. May have been some kind of cramp. The trainers were really trying to stretch out his legs.
Yeah, there's Cooper right there on your screen, and he's going to be all for this play, and that's an advantage for the Prep because Jake Cooper, probably one of the best linebacking playmakers for the Archbishop Wood Vikings. 3rd and goal from about 6.
He's very good, and Coach Devlin loves having him in there. Coach Carey, they love having him in there. Roll out right, and they throw, and I think he caught it.
Wow, touchdown, St. Joe Prep.
Let's see if we got a number, if that was Reed or if that was Swift.
Zacchaeus.
It was number 1. How about that? What a play for St. Joe Prep. Honestly, I thought that Archbishop Wood got in there and deflected it, but it's a touchdown for Prep. It's 21-20. Zacchaeus has 2 touchdowns here in the game.
Yeah, it's a really nice play. Really nice throw by Chris Martin as the extra point is up, and it is good. And we've got ourselves a tie ball game, 21-all, with 2:46 remaining here in the third quarter. And that was a great job by the Prep to come down and tie this game up. Now the ball is in Wood's court. Can they come down and answer and get that points back? Because if they don't, the momentum is completely in the Hawks' favor.
Well, they surely can do it. I mean, they have, an outstanding offense, outstanding arsenal of weapons. and they got an outstanding team. I mean, both teams are outstanding, so on any given play, somebody can make something happen. That's what's exciting when you're playing, when two great teams finally match up against each other. And during the year, locally, they're pretty much beating up on their opponents. Although St. Joe's schedule, I would say, is going to be tougher because they're playing those big schools in the 4A. The Cardinal Harris, they got LaSalle still on their schedule.
Yeah, they've got LaSalle next week. That'll be on the Comcast network next Friday night. That should be a big one. Always got to love when LaSalle and St. Joe Prep get matched up.
It's as good a rivalry as anything, as anyone out here in the Delaware Valley. I guess it's a good time to take a bye when you got Archbishop Wood and then LaSalle back
yeah, exactly.
to back.
So Pat Walsh will kick it off. We're all tied up here. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, another definition of the word goodbye, right? Goodbye. Here's the kickoff by Walsh, picked up by Wood around the 12-yard line. And, oh, boy, big hole right here. And good yardage again for number 28.
That's Spahitz.
Spahitz has really been effective. 2 carries. I think he said 26 yards in the first half. And
That's right.
Now a real nice run back.
Yeah, so the ball's going to be spotted at the 36. So, yeah, like you said, great field position. Spahitz had some steam on that. And fortunately, the Hawks were able to cut him down at the second level there. But still, very good field position for the Vikings. I would imagine they would probably go back to the run here to maybe use some clock and work it down the field.
Well, we'll see. Again, you asked me at halftime, and I think Garlick's got to be able to complete a couple passes to keep the St. Joe Prep defense on.
0 for 4 so far, JT. Oh, here's McClinton.
Boy, nice run. Getting to the outside. Big yardage. Crosses midfield. 45. He's still on his feet inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. Picked up about 20 there. He's getting close to 200 yards on the night.
It's a 20-yard gain right there by McClinton. Phenomenal night for him, 184 yards on the ground.
Wow.
Of course, 80 of that came on one play.
Sure,
touchdown.
It sure did. So St. Joe Prep has clawed its way back in the game. They've tied it up at 21. 2:19 to go here in the third quarter. You're watching the live action of a fantastic game. Garlick, the sophomore quarterback at 6'4", hands off here. Again, McClinton, and he's not going to get much there. They keep going to him, and why not? He's having a great day, 184 yards and counting. Add on a couple here, maybe 186. St. Joe Prep able to tackle him. Joe Dumond in on that tackle. Prep also shuffling in some defensive players. Both of these coaches realize how physical and how long this game is, and that they're not used to playing such great opponents. Well, actually, both teams have played a pretty tough non-league schedule.
Yeah, I think the Prep has probably had somewhat of a tougher schedle. Wood had some easier games, yes.
They have. So they rotate players in, keep them fresh. But again, they do have the bye week, and there's no joke about that. Garlick's going to roll out right, and the ball's dropped right there by Dean, number 24. Probably should have had that one.
Yeah, that time, we've talked about Garlick has been a little bit inaccurate all night long, but right there, it was a nice flow pass to his halfback, Dean, but Dean could not hold on to it. You see him on your screen right now. Got to come up with that. Now that sets up a 3rd and long, actually going to be 3rd and 9 from the Hawk 44-yard line.
Well, a play action setup right there out of the pro set formation. I like the call, and they kind of gave one. I know that Coach Devlin, I think I understand his thinking right now. He just wants to get Garlick out in space and make a play. Safe pass right there. Running back coming out of the backfield. They just weren't able to connect. I think he's just looking for any kind of a pass play to give him some confidence throwing the football. 3rd down and 9. In motion for Wood. That time is Carter and Cooper. And somebody goes right down. A handoff and going right down. St. Joe Prep defensive coaches up here going crazy.
They're saying down on contact there. There is a flag on the play, though. Not sure what it is. Looks like it's around like the linebacker area of the St. Joe Prep Hawks. It's going to be a chop block on Archbishop Wood. So that's a big-time stop right there. The Hawks will probably decline it and set up a 4th and long and probably a punting situation for Wood. But talk about, I know it could have been a fumble, but McClinton was down. But I'll tell you what, that's a huge, huge stop for the Hawks right now. And like I said, they've got all the momentum, JT.
They do have the momentum right here. They got their confidence restored at the end of that second quarter. They were able to get into halftime at 21-14, and that changed everything. They had a chance to be down by at least 2 touchdowns in the first half. And Wood, boy, a chop block's also going to cost them yardage here.
Yeah, actually,
Big-time
Prep
yardage.
did accept it. I didn't realize that was going to be such a big penalty. Pushes them all the way back to their own 38-yard line. So it says about 3rd and 27.
Interesting. Well, I guess you have to take the penalty there.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a big penalty. I think you have to
good
take
decision
it.
by Coach Infante right there. So it's going to set up a 3rd down and long. And St. Joe Prep was able to convert a 3rd down and 15 earlier. Let's see if Archbishop Wood can convert a 3rd down and 27 right here.
It's going to take Garlic to complete a pass for once. He's 0 for 5 so far.
He's got to go to the 35-yard line. Stepping up in the pocket, he throws over the middle. The ball's picked off. It's picked off by St. Joe Prep. He's crossing the 45 to 40.
That's Ryan McNulty.
McNulty with a great play, 35, 34-yard line. And they forced Garlic in the 3rd and long, had to throw over the middle, and they were ready for it. The 4-man front, the 4-3-4 setup gets the interception, and St. Joe Prep on the move right here, and they have all the momentum.
Well, Ryan McNulty coming up with a big-time interception, and that's going to be our Stahl Agency play of the game. Stahl Bonds and Insurance specializes in the construction business industry. For all your bonding and construction insurance needs, please go to their website, www.stollagency.com. That's the 2nd interception on the year for Ryan McNulty. Big-time play. Could end up being a potential big-time game changer as well, JT. Only 34 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Infante's setting up the spread offense with some final instructions. And St. Joe Prep has a chance to take the lead for the first time. We're tied at 21. They've got the football back. Martin going to run it again. He has taken over this game. Across the 30, 20. He's down the sideline, 15-yard line, and he's to about the 11. Boy, what a real nice run that time by Chris Martin. Let's check his numbers. He's got to be over 100 now, is he?
No, he's actually at the, let's see, I'm adding it up right now, 72 yards. 8 carries, 72 yards.
Boy, but he's really been effective, especially here in the second half. He's taken over the game.
No, he's also got, I believe, close to 100 yards in the air.
Yeah, he's really had a really good dual game.
That's Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus running again, and he's looking for his 3rd touchdown. And this crowd here at William Tennant is shocked. Archbishop Wood was rolling. And I think that's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter as we're going to be under 5 seconds here. They're not going to get this play off. St. Joe Prep is going to have 2nd down about 2 right here. So 3 quarters of action. We're tied at 21, but St. Joe Prep is threatening to take the lead.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with 4th quarter action here on the Sports Fan Base Network presented by Payroll Service Solutions. Do not go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY.
Welcome back. Ari Bluestein, JT here with you. And, of course, it's October, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And Archbishop Wood's selling these cowbells right here to support breast cancer awareness. It's a great thing, and all the proceeds go into the American Cancer Society. And gotta love Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Lots of pink. The cheerleaders' pom-poms are pink. The players' socks are pink. Towels are pink. And you gotta love that nationwide type of support. And I love these cowbells, man. Love it.
I love it, too. And I love when I see coaches of macho sports like basketball and football wearing pink shoes at games. It's just a phenomenon that's taken over this country. And it's the most important thing that this country needs to do is cancer research. And we're going to go back to the action now. And here comes Zacchaeus. He's in for his 3rd touchdown. He has taken over the game also. 3 touchdowns for Zacchaeus. It's 27-21 St. Joe Prep. 11:55 to go here in quarter number 4, first play of the 4th quarter. And this is really hard to believe. St. Joe Prep really looked dumbfounded in that first half.